Good morning. This is Grateful Ed. Hope you're having a fantastic day. It is a great day to be alive. It's Good Friday, and I just want to say that big hello to everybody. And I want to make a video today talking about the gang stalking. Before I do that, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who's given me the benefit of the doubt when it comes to telling my story, telling my side of the story, and trying to put some balance in some of these issues that have been going on for a long time. And it's time that to have some balance about the truth and some justice and some paying the dues, what needs to be paid. Okay, so if you've been working on yourself, if you've been working on breaking these generational curses, or you're just tired of all the setups and how the gang will turn on you or your family, and then to harm you if you don't do what they feel is right, which is it's wrong. It's wrong to have that in any kind of community. Okay, especially when it's unwarranted. Especially when people are trying to stand up for themselves. But that's exactly what you'll do. So if you stood up to that at whatever level, what action you've taken to speak your mind, or call them out in whatever manner is appropriate, I'm with you. I feel you, because it's time. It is time. So I thank you very much for that. These videos are not about me, but if it helps even one person to wake up and realize that this gang stalking is real, and you've got to look at a lot of factors when it comes to things: your family, your friends, the organizations, the secret societies, your churches, the government, okay, local, state, federal, for me, and a lot of other people. Once you've been blacklisted or put on this terrorist watch list, whatever that, like you're some sort of domestic terrorist, which is bullshit, number one. But number two is, these people are getting paid to do this shit. That needs to be called out. And I believe soon, we're going to find out more about that. So the gang stalking is real, and if you've been blacklisted, it is real, and they've got a lot of weapons that they can use against you. So I want to tell some of the stories that have happened to me. Okay, and I want to talk about the hacking. Okay, for me, it's hacking, but also it can be used, psychological operation. And for me, the goal of the gang stalker or the gaslighter is to make you spend more money than you can, or that you should, okay, in order to put you in a position, a debt position. All right. So for me, and part of the hacking was psychological operations. What kind of commercials were pushed to you? What kind of messages were pushed to you? What kind of ads are pushed to you? If they know your playbook and they know exactly what you like and these type things, or what they feel that you may be drawn to in order to spend more money, that's how they have, used their playbook. And the weird thing about it is, for me, I know these things are going on, and I know it was real, but you still fell for it. Okay, that's the thing. That's why I'm grateful to be alive every day. Okay, because it's real, it's happening, and I still fell for it on a lot of many instances. Okay, to take a lot of money and a lot of hits. Okay, some of it was self-imposed, and then some of it was really driven by these hackers and stalkers, if you will. And again, I got to thank God. I don't have any desire to do that to people. As far as, getting into their business and ruin their life, or, try to take over their essence and their meaning, their purpose and stuff. It's some sick shit. But anyway, the other thing is, with the phony representation of the organizations. Okay. I suppose if they have the capability to pose, which is what it is, you're posing. So if you're a poser and you're posing, for example, I had tickets for a return trip or a round trip for Philippine Airlines. Okay, I was going to try to make 2 trips in a year. So things were happening. Things were happening at home. It was right in the middle of the battle. Right after or during IOP. Planned on maybe taking a trip after that, I do believe. But anyway, I had to extend that out. So once I extended it out, there were other circumstances that came up that really kept me from going. And, part of that is calling my friends in to check on things and having them, talk all kinds of shit around town, basically. And, on the other part of it was June was not in a position in order to be by herself anymore. And I'm probably very lucky and, look after on many levels that something bad did not happen on a previous trip. I will admit that. But anyway, here's the thing. When I called them and told them about it, and I already put the money out for the ticket, and it was a round trip ticket and it was coach, but still it was a big loss. Okay, when you're planning on a trip and then you can't make it, and you've gone outside of uh, the terms and conditions of the ticket to where you can't make it and they take your money. That's one thing. The other thing was the representative on Philippine Airlines. Her voice really, she really did sound Filipino, but never, ever in my life have I talked to someone so nasty and mean from Philippine Airlines. That's not their character, okay? And that's not the service that they provide at every level, to be quite honest. So there was something highly suspect about that whole thing. But my point is, when it comes to the hacking, they're trying to drive behavior that is uh, out of character for you, and also in order to get you to spend more money on things that they're trying to dictate in order to, put you in a debtor situation. Okay. Having said that, I recall back to asking advice from my friends who were a lot more, who had a lot more experience in the computer area that I did, and I think the year was 1999, to be quite honest. It was my first personal computer that I bought for the house, and it dawned on me that my computer was a little more expensive than most, number one. Number two, they probably had spyware from the very beginning, ever since I started using computers, okay? So I'm just saying that is something that I came to terms with maybe a week or 10 days ago. You've been spied on the whole time, one way or the other, okay? So, okay, when you're being gang stalked and followed like that, the psychological operations are being held done against you. They're going to look and see who you're watching and who you're following. Whether that be on social media or YouTube, or basically who you're watching. So, I had looked at some tarot readers, and there was a couple I was following, and as some of their, how can I say it, some of the readings came out, it got very, very close to home, almost to the point where I came to the feeling or realization that they may be staged. Okay. With the feeling, of course, that where I'm going, since I'm monitored and gaslighted, that they could use that, and perhaps if these readers are part of their society, or they're recruited into their society, and into their program, okay, to take you down, basically, then it's something to be cognizant of, okay. And that became quite evident one time when somebody, I don't know if it was a hacker or who it was, okay, because you don't know, their mask, asked me if I wanted a personal reading, okay. And when I asked how much that was, it happened to be the exact amount I had in my bank account, which is way, way, way too much money, okay? And it was, a total setup and a ripoff. And I did not fall for it, but it's one of those things, It's like everywhere you go, there's the trolls. So last summer, here's something that happened to me, and I had heard that they were actually putting fentanyl on dollar bills, okay, and then dropping them out to where people would pick them up. And the shit is so dangerous, is I guess even if you get a speck or a little bit on your hand, then it'll kill you. All right. So I was in line at the convenience store, and I saw a $5 bill, and it was folded up, nice and neat. And I picked it up, and I did touch it, but then again, I dropped it back down right away, because I had heard the report that these things were laced with fentanyl, and that could have been, I don't know if it was or what. I'm just saying that it was something that I've experienced. I did touch the thing, I did pick it up, but I'm still here today. Okay. So whether it was laced or not, I don't know. Okay. Early on, okay, very early on, maybe 2005. Okay, me and my ex-wife went to the Philippines, and we were staying at a hotel. Okay, and the thing about it is, we'd passed this room, and there was a lady, and she had a younger girl with her. And the younger girl, I don't know if it was her daughter or she was just pimping her off, okay. But it was evident she was pimping her off, okay. And she was trying to sell or convince this man. I don't know where he was from, Europe maybe, I don't know, Australia, doesn't matter. But it was evident she was trying to pimp off the young girl. So, when it comes to this human trafficking and child abuse, these things, they need to come to a stop. Okay, and I know it's been pretty commonplace in the Philippines and all around the world, for that matter. But when it's so evident that these things are going on, I mean, you can pass the door. We passed the room, and the door was up, and you could tell they were trying to pimp off the young girl to the older dude. And I'm just saying that these things are serious, and they need to come to an end. It was so blatant, that incident was so blatant, that it just stood out to us, and you could tell. I don't know if it was mother and daughter. There's no way to tell. It was blatant. She was trying to get the girl in with the dude. Okay, and that's very dangerous too, because there was reminded me there was another incident where here's what happened. There was a guy. He was an older dude. I don't know if he was retired military or not, right? But what happened was he never accepted an offer from someone in the street. Okay, but anyway, he accepted an offer from a young girl in the street. Okay, and he accepted that offer and invited her up to the room. Okay, so what happened was, okay, right after the, there was banging on the door, and a lady who said that this was her mother, along with someone who flashed a badge at them. Okay, saying that, this is the police, this girl is underage. And then the girl, she got all teary eyed, I guess, whatever, got scared. Hey, I'm caught up. We're all caught up, but they offered that we can help you keep this from the police, but it will cost you $5,000 tonight. And this is how these scams and setups were done, right in the street. I didn't plan on talking about that, but talking about the lady down at the hotel trying to pimp off the young girl, and then what happened to the older gentleman. After that, I didn't see him. He disappeared. He's probably embarrassed, probably, took a big hit with the finances. And here the setuppers, they gang stalk him or put the young girl out in the street in order to, facilitate their setups. So, like the saying goes, I grew up with, I put nothing past them. This gang stalking is real. Okay, the setups are real wherever you go. And no one is exempt. It really doesn't matter where you're from, socioeconomic, whether you're in the inner city or whether you're in the suburb. Okay, so, it is real. Stand your ground, find your higher power, get your voice, get your strength. If you believe in God, that's a great thing. If you believe in spirituality, that's a great thing. If you believe in standing your ground and speaking your mind no matter what, that's a great thing. Okay, don't fall for these setups because they're there. Because it's Good Friday, I'm not going to call out the Stubbs crime family line by line. I'm going to lead by saying the gang stalking is real. Okay, and no one is exempt. If this even helps one person to break away from that or find the strength to, number one, acknowledge they may be part of it, okay, they may be being attacked. Number two, to, use their voice in order to stand up for their rights, and I'll take that as a victory, okay, because, I know the shadow banning is real. I've seen a video that I had, over 700 views on one video. Unfortunately, it wasn't about, anything I was talking about. It was just, it was a fun video, but it just shows that the shadow banning is real. And these things are going to come out, hopefully sooner than later. Okay. But I'm going to leave it there today. Thank you very much. Have a great day. God bless you. God bless America, and keep on keeping on.